everyone, welcome back to the second channel. As always, I have a bunch of different topics that I want to go over today. The video will be timestamped, of course, and let's get into it. So first up, I wanted to give my little review of the special that Mariah Carey did, and it's on Paramount Plus if you guys want to go check it out. So on the screen right now, I'm going to have the set list for the special. I believe there was like a change or two, and I will definitely be going over that, but it's just going to be on the screen just so you guys can get a general idea of the songs that were performed and everything, and then I'll go through and give my little review on every song and the highlights and my overall thoughts on everything. So first up was the Sugar Plum Fairy interlude, and I thought that was cool, like how she kind of like came down on that thing, and so that was something that I could appreciate as the intro, and so that was cool. And then next up was going to be Heart the Herald Angels Sing. I think that she sounded great on this one. I really appreciated it. Next up is going to be Joy to the World. She definitely has my favorite rendition of the song, of course, as I said before, and I just really love the arrangement. I feel like the arrangements on the first and second Christmas albums are things that really set her apart. So you already have the arrangements, and then the vocal over it is something that I can always really appreciate. So I really love what she did with Joy to the World, of course. Next up is going to be her rendition of Sleigh Ride. I thought that this was a cute moment, something that was fun to watch. Overall, sounded great. Next up will be her rendition of Christmas Baby Please Come Home, and as I said before, ate Darlene Love up, and it's not even close. And so I just really love her rendition of it, and every time that she performs it, she absolutely kills it. So definitely a highlight for me, of course. Next up is going to be her rendition of Silent Night, which I enjoyed. Next up is going to be a duet that she did with her daughter Monroe, and it's going to be of the song Away in the Manger, and I really appreciated this. I think that they sound great together, and it was something that was delightful to listen to, and so I'm just really glad that we got to hear this on the whole. Next up, what's written down is going to be Jesus, Oh What a Wonderful Child, but performed by Trey Lorenz. So this actually wasn't in the special. I believe they replaced it with Billy Porter. For the record, I did skip through his part just because I didn't care to listen to it, if I am honest. I did hear Trey sing this because one of the nights that she did the concerts, I believe it was one of the Toronto shows, something around there, I actually did watch it on Instagram Live just out of curiosity, and so I really enjoyed what Trey did in terms of that. So I basically had an idea of the set list going in and everything, but it was still fun to watch in the special. I really like Trey's part. Really wish I would have kept that in for the special, but it is what it is. I saw different things, some people saying like, oh, the special was just from both nights in New York, and then I think I saw someone saying that they also included some of the footage from the shows in Toronto, so I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyone who know in terms of that, definitely leave a comment down below just so I can have some clarity on that situation, but I can appreciate what Trey brought to it. Next up is going to be Christmas Time is in the Air Again, a great original track that she wrote for her second Christmas album. This is such a beautiful track, and Mariah really is the best at writing Christmas songs, and I just really love what she taps into particularly. I love the vocal, I love the outfit, I love everything, and also she changed outfits like 3 times in the show. Loved all the outfits, of course, and that's definitely something that I want to mention, but what a great track. I really appreciate its placement in the show. Next up is going to be Miss You Most at Christmas Time. Now this was a big deal because she hadn't performed it live until she did her Christmas shows recently, and I'm very, very glad that she performed it for us overall. She didn't do the entire thing. I think she only did like the first half, but I could appreciate what she gave us overall. I thought that she sounded great. It's such an amazing song and definitely deserves a little bit more appreciation, I will say, but I'm really glad that she performed it live for us.
So I just realized that I completely forgot to talk about When Christmas Comes, and I had to add in this voice over because When Christmas Comes is literally my favorite song off of the second Christmas record. I love the songwriting on there. I love how she's kind of getting into her jazz bag with like the instrumentation. I love the song so much, so I cannot believe that I completely forgot to talk about it. But I really love whenever she does it live. I don't think she did the whole thing. I think she only did like part of it, and then she just went to a little ending part of it. But overall, I appreciated its inclusion into the show. I love the song very, very much.
Next up is going to be Oh Holy Night. As I said before, Mariah's arrangement of this really just sets her apart, and then you have the vocals over top of it, which are amazing. So this was definitely a highlight for me overall. I really appreciate her rendition of it. Next up, there's a few little interludes written down. I can't remember if those are in the special or not. For context, I did watch the special twice, so maybe these are something that were cut for time or anything, but it says that on the little set list. And then next up, we were going to have Oh Santa. So I love Oh Santa. I definitely prefer the remix over the original. I just like her vocal in it more, and I really appreciate what Ariana and J Hud added into it for sure. But this was cool because I remember the rockouts coming out and dancing, so that was something that I really appreciated overall. I thought that she sounded great, like the whistle, everything about the song, the writing, just everything really came together, so I really enjoyed that part. Then next up is going to be Here Comes Santa Claus, Right Down Santa Claus Lane, and then Slick Rick came out for this, which is pretty cool. It would have been really nice if they would have been giving me live, like that would have been amazing. It is what it is though. I'm still really appreciative of him coming out for his little part there. And then I think this is like whenever Jermaine came out for like a little portion of the show, so I definitely appreciate his contributions as well, and this is something from the second Christmas record, so I really appreciate just the energy of this, and I think that fits nicely in the set list. Next up is going to be Big Energy. You guys already know how I feel about this song on the whole. She just ate and did what she needed to do on Fantasy, and Big Energy is something that kind of feels reductive to me on the whole. I can appreciate Mariah's part for what it is. I think that she absolutely ate that up. I thought it was really cool that she re-sang the vocal, as you guys know, but on the whole, Fantasy is just what I personally prefer. But I really appreciate whenever Mariah does the Big Energy remix live, and just like what she adds to it vocally, and so that's something I appreciate. And I realized one thing I don't really like about the Big Energy remix is the production. Like, I just do not like what they did with it overall. Mariah said that she wasn't allowed to be involved in the production, and that was a big mistake, because she would have been involved in that, it definitely would have been better. But on the whole, I could definitely appreciate it for what it was, and I really liked the incorporation of fantasy into there as well. And then, you know, you had the part from ODB at the beginning, so everything melded together good. I could appreciate this part for what it was, I will say. Next up is gonna be the mashup of whenever she did Honey and Heartbreaker. So she actually already performed this at Global Citizen Fest, and like I told you guys, I absolutely loved it. It's something that it's like you didn't really picture it happening, and then once you actually hear it, you're like, okay, this is cool, because both of the songs are classics in their own right. They're great songs, of course, and so I think it's cool the way that she flips it, you know, singing Honey over the Heartbreaker instrumental and vice versa. That's just something that's very cool overall, and so I really appreciate what she did with that. That's definitely something that I really loved overall.
So I just realized that I completely forgot to talk about her performance of My All. Again, I don't believe she did the entire song, but I thought that she sounded excellent on this. I can appreciate whenever she pulls a song out to perform live, even though you guys already know how I feel about the song. It's not my favorite. I think it's a great song. I can definitely respect it, but whenever she performs it live, I really think that she sounds breathtaking. So I really enjoyed her performance on this song.
And then next up, we are going to have It's Like That. So she didn't do the entire song. I think she only did like the first half or just like a little snippet of it, but I really appreciate the song. Probably one of my favorites off the Emancipation Mimi. We had Jermaine on there once again, and so it was definitely something fun overall, and I really liked that song. Next up is going to be Emotion. She absolutely killed this one. The intro was something that was fantastic. Again, she didn't do the entire thing. She only did like a little snippet of it, but the part that we got was something that was amazing to listen to, so I really appreciate what she did in terms of that. Next up is going to be part of Make It Happen. So I believe she just did like the climax of the song or the bridge or something like that. I don't think she did the entire thing, but I really appreciate what she gave us. Once again, she sounded great. I love Make It Happen, one of my favorite Mariah songs, and as I said before, whenever she does it live, the energy is completely different, so I'm really glad that Make It Happen made its way into the set list. And I really appreciate her mashups overall, because there's something that's so well done and something that you can tell they put a lot of thought into. I hate whenever people do mashups and it's like these two songs don't even go together, or the transition feels too abrupt, but Mariah is really able to make it her own. And then next up, we're going to have Fly Like a Bird. So this was something that was exquisite to listen to overall. My favorite song on the Emancipation Mimi, and she just really sounded fantastic performing this, and I just really love what she did with it overall. And I really love her gospel work on the whole, the choir being out there, and this was definitely one of my favorite moments of the entire show for sure. And then next up is going to be We Belong Together. So she basically just did like the 2021 arrangement on here once again, like she did for the Global Citizen Fest, and she ate this up, and so I just really love what she is doing on here, of course. And so as I always say, I get so tired of people saying, oh, Mariah can't sing anymore and blah blah. She still sounds great, and I feel like she always proves it whenever she pulls this song out. It's just something that is really delightful to listen to on the whole. So she absolutely killed this. I love the climax and just everything, and I really like this new arrangement. She said that she tried to breathe new life into it, and I can definitely feel that off of this song, because I'm sure, you know, writing songs and performing them for so long, I can understand why people would want to switch it up and kind of just give it a new feel, and I feel like she did that great with the new version of We Belong Together. Like I said, I personally like it more than the original. I know that this is an unpopular opinion, but the new version is just something that I quite enjoy listening to, so definitely another highlight for me. And then next up is going to be Hero. As I said before, definitely not my favorite track, but it's something that I can appreciate in terms of what it means to people, and, you know, it's finding a new meaning with Mariah. And I think that she sounded wonderful performing this, so I really appreciated her performance. And then next up is going to be Christmas Wrapping, so kind of like a little interlude moment. Monroe's on the stage and some other girls are on the stage as well, so that's definitely something that I can appreciate. I remember Rocky having like a little skit on there as well, so I can appreciate how she like incorporates her kids into the shows and everything. It's something that is fun and it's something that is cool, so I really appreciate that. And then last up is going to be All I Want for Christmas Is You, the smash hit that keeps giving every single year. As I said before, I just never get tired of listening to this track, and she absolutely killed the intro. She sounded amazing on there, so I just really love the intro of this song alone, and I just really think that she sounded excellent all the way throughout the track. I just really love the energy that this song has and just what it brings out of people, and so this was just such an excellent finale. And it was kind of like an extended version of the song, but I just really appreciated it on the whole, so that's something that I really loved. And of course, at the end of the special, they had some footage, you know, of fans on the street just saying like their thoughts on it, and this one girl was like, oh, you ate, and like all this other stuff, and I follow her on Twitter now. She's amazing, and so I really appreciated that about it. Also, I wanted to say that there were some impromptu moments in the show. Like there was like this one moment where she was getting like her makeup fixed and like her hair fixed or whatever, and she was just like making up a song on the spot, and I really love whenever she does that, and I'm glad that they let that in the special, because I thought that they might have taken that out. So I really like that, and also her little banter with the audience, and she just really knows how to work a crowd and really make it her own, and I always appreciate the little stories that she tells and her personality, so that's something that I appreciate on the whole about the show, of course. Shout out to the dancers, shout out to the musicians, shout out to the people involved in the show, because it was something that I really appreciated overall. And now to my overall thoughts on the special. So I did watch it twice. I watched it on the day that it aired, and then I watched it again. I think it was like on Christmas, something around there, and so I feel like this special was something that was fantastic to watch. watch, something that really gets you in the Christmas spirit, and something that I really loved overall. Like I said, Mariah still sounds great. She knows how to work a stage, and I just really appreciate everything that she does. You know, the whole costume changes, the entire atmosphere that she gets into, like I said, the impromptu songs, how she incorporates her kids into the show. It just flowed really, really well, and it's something that you really enjoy watching. And watching this, it proves why Mariah is so successful and why she's gotten to where she's gotten to in her career, because she really has the talent to back it up in terms of the singing, in terms of the writing, in terms of the stage presence, in terms of production. So it was just really enjoyable for me to watch on the whole. Like I said, I really wish they would have kept Trey's part in the show, but that's my personal opinion in regards to that. But I really, really quite enjoyed it. I know Christmas has already passed and everything, but if you haven't seen the special and you want something that kind of gets you into the Christmas mood, or maybe you want something to watch next year, then definitely check this out. Also, our other specials as well. The Queen of Christmas, and it's not even close. But I'm just really glad that she put this out on streaming for us to watch and everything, because I was already bummed that I couldn't be there. But to be able to soak in the experience was something that I heavily, heavily appreciated on the whole, and I'm just really glad that we have this. Next up, I wanted to take a little second to talk about the little Roblox concert that she did, which is something that I watched with my sister, and we both really enjoyed it. I thought that the new vocals sounded great, and I just really like what she did with it overall. I'm not really that familiar with Roblox. My sister showed me it a couple times, but it was a really fun experience overall. So the Roblox concert was something that was great on the whole, and you should definitely check it out. And the way that I checked it out is I watched it on YouTube, because basically it happened earlier than I thought that it was, and I missed it. And so I just went on YouTube and someone uploaded it there. So it's something that I would recommend, something that's fun. And I just really like what Mariah does every single year for Christmas, and just the way that she soaks everything up is so fun overall. Right now, All I Want for Christmas Is You is #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, and she set a new record for the artist with the most weeks at #1, with 90 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. I mean, who is doing it like her? Truly, you absolutely love to see it. And so yeah, what a fun Christmas season on the whole. Also, if you're curious as to where I got this shirt right here, I actually did get it on her website. If you guys want to get it, I'll leave a link down below in the description. Next up, I'm finally going to be reacting to FLO's new song, Losing You. Okay, so my thoughts on the song: superb overall, did not disappoint. The vocals are top tier, you already know. I love the harmony, I just really love everything that's going on. They all shine individually, and then as a group, they just really take it to the next level. I thought that the lyrics were great, I could appreciate the sentiment of the track, the production was wonderful. And I remember earlier today, I heard someone talk about the song, and they said it was giving Y2K, and I get exactly what they mean by that. So I just really love this on the whole. I really love the video, everything just gelled together really nicely, and I am so glad that I finally got to hear this song, because literally, I made my video on my favorite songs of this past year, right? And then I swear, like a little bit after I recorded that, they announced that this new song was coming out, and I was like, well, I have to have this video out by a certain time or whatever, so I would just listen to the song later. So basically, I was gonna listen to this on my own time, right? And then I was like, you know what? Thinking about it, I really like the fact that I have all my reactions to every single FLO song out on my channels and everything, so I was like, let me wait until I have the time to do my next second channel video and listen to it and just really soak it in. And I'm so glad that I finally got to listen to it. And surprisingly, I haven't heard any snippets from it online or anything like that, which is fantastic. So I was really able to go into it not knowing what to expect, so it was a little bit different than expected, but I really appreciated it. And I remember thinking, like, why would you guys release this like at the end of the year? Why wouldn't you just wait until next year? But then listening to it, I get it. It really fits that kind of like Christmas vibe and everything that they added onto it, so I understand it. Really love the song on the whole. Definitely going to be adding it to my favorite songs of the 2022 playlist. And I had a feeling that this song was going to be excellent, and I wanted to preemptively add it to that little video even though I hadn't heard it before. But I kind of thought to myself, no, it isn't fair, you haven't heard it and everything. I had a feeling feeling I was going to want to add it to the list. So I'll definitely make a pinned comment on that video saying like, hey guys, this song is it, go check it out. And then also I will be adding it to my favorite songs of 2022 playlist. But FLO, do not miss. No bad songs in the entire discography so far. I know that they're releasing an album next year. I know that they are working with Rodney Jerkins, and so I am so excited to listen to that. I will definitely be doing a reaction, you guys already know, but what a treat to listen to. If you love R&B music and you haven't heard of FLO already, you need to check them out because they ate this up phenomenal. Next up, I'm going to be reacting to SZA's music video for Nobody Gets Me. I have seen like little clips of this on social media and everything, but I haven't seen the full thing until now, so let's get into it. Okay, so my thoughts on this video overall, I really liked it. Like I said, I have seen some snippets on social media and everything, but this was my first time seeing the full thing, so I could definitely appreciate it for what it was. I wonder why she chose to do the black and white and not in color. I have seen a few pictures of it in color, and I can definitely appreciate that. But on the whole, I can appreciate this for what it is. I think that it fits the song nicely. I love the track as well. S.O.S is a great album. If you guys haven't seen my reaction, I will have a card on the screen right here to where you guys can go to. It should also be at the end of this video and linked down below in the description as well. And I know that she's teasing the music video for Kill Bill, so I'm actually really excited to see that one and see what she comes up with. The look that I saw that she had on, I believe it was like something from her Instagram live, looked great, so I'm really excited for the music video for that one. Next up, Little Simz has done like a little short film or something like that. I believe there's like multiple music videos that she did for her new album, No Thank You, which I love, so I figured I'll do a little reaction for you guys.
Step into the shadow if you're trying to hide your silhouette. When they stab you in the back, trust me, they ain't finished. I'm doing pirouette. All this fake love got me feeling I'm the realest here. She can do this without me, yeah, that's their biggest fear. Niggas wanna take credit for something they never own. Run into water and get blood out of the stone. Man, I've been through this, all problems deep rooted. These don't smart talk if you been stooping. The drums beat to me, I just breathe through it. Price goes up, I lead to it. When the family tight, can't see through it. Now you got a missing piece, that was their biggest part. Toxic people get removed from where I'm staying. Up in a psychedelic injected. Pop pills just to get to where my spirit naturally is. Say black don't crack, my complexion is iridescent. When you man have your daughters, you'll see how important I am. I might serenade myself. Sweet melodies hitting like a ton of bricks. I'm just a lover shit. Chosen to handle whatever chose me. Just got me feeling like I should've never have spoken. What a move if you went back in the vision. See you a victim and giving up on your mission. Can have everything and nothing, still nobody knows. Is eventually closed, your friends will turn into foes. Obsessed with the CEO, she probably got the most troubles that she'll never disclose. Face in action, continuing with the show. So all it to do is uplift the women. Does it mean to be broken? Feels like your light has been stolen. Can't recognize you were golden. Smoking weed on your ones. Isolating yourself. This week has been tough. Been saying that for a year. You're so weak. You can feel that shit in your bones. Cozy, internal insecurities. Traveling so deep. How far you come and see you've only just started. You're a beacon of light. You are determined to fly. Opportunity every day to decide. Choose love. Whatever happens, just know that you've won. Not more. To sort my cousin out, but not more. By the time you know it, that list never stop growing, and you don't know what you even do this for. Sunrise door, ballroom gowns, a champagne party with everybody talking. The music should have been paused. Marble floors and tall glass door. Did you read the clause? It was never about looking for results now. Navigating the fame is something you'll never train for. Now you're running away from that very thing you prayed for. Is the light blinding? Am I anxious or am I excited? Hearts on.
Okay, so my thoughts on the short film, I really loved it. I always love whenever people are phenomenal artists in their own right, but then whenever they're able to make a short film that really is something that goes super well with the album. Think about Janet Jackson, what she did with the Rhythm Nation album for that short film, that was phenomenal, or what Beyonce did for Lemonade, for example. But I just really love what Simz did with this overall. You have the moments that are black and white, and then that transition to color is just something that is so seamless and just works very well. And I just really like the narrative that she's painting with all these songs. I feel like the visual did the songs justice. Would it have been cool to see a visual for a song like Gorilla or also for Angel? Sure. But overall, I'm very thankful for what she did give us with the short film, and I can appreciate how she gave a bunch of songs like little moments to shine and everything, and I feel like they all really fit the song, especially for a song like X, which, like I said, I believe it's about racism and just everything that black people have been through in terms of slavery and the civil rights movement and everything like that. And like I said, there's a very powerful song on the record, and so I feel like the visual for that really lived up to it. I thought the visual for Silhouette was something that was very cool and grabbed me. All the visuals are great, of course. I think that those are the ones that kind of got me the most, but every single moment on here is something that was really intentional and well done. So definitely shout out to everyone who was involved. Shout out to the director, and I just really love everything. So definitely shout out to Simz for her vision. And so this was just amazing on first listen, really blew me away, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot that went over my head, and I thought about pausing in between each song and giving thoughts there, but I said no, I'm gonna actually let this play and I'm gonna just try to digest it as much as I can and then give my thoughts at the end and everything. But this is something that is so well done and cohesive overall. Love the new record. If you haven't seen my reaction, I'll have it on the screen right here to where you guys can go and check that out, end of the video and down below as well. But man, what an enticing visual. So definitely shout out to Simz for this. Next thing that I wanted to talk about is Janet Jackson's big announcement. You guys already probably know at this point, but she said that she is going to be going on tour. It's going to be called the Together Again tour, and also that new music is coming. I already announced this on my community tab whenever the news broke. I talked about it on my TikTok and everything like that, and I told you guys this was coming. I swear I just talked about this in the last video that I did on here, and I was like, I want to wait because I feel like Janet has new music coming, and I've been saying this for months and months and months. And one of my subscribers was like, girl, she's not releasing that new album, but somewhere in me I had the faith, and now new music is coming. I wonder if this new record is going to be called Black Diamond, if she's going to retitle it, what's going on in terms of that. I'm really excited for the new record because it's going to be 8 years since she released her last record, Unbreakable, which is amazing overall, of course. And then the tour, I actually was able to secure tickets. I'm very excited. I got great seats. This is going to be my first time seeing Janet live. I'm going with my mom, and so this is going to be so much fun. And whenever I get concert tickets, I always try to get great seats, but especially if you're seeing someone like a Janet, Beyonce, for example, this whole visual with all the choreography they're doing, you have to get a great seat just so you can soak up the experience the best that you can. And so I'm actually really excited to get to go see Janet on tour and just doing what she does best. And so I wonder if the new album is going to be released before the tour happens. That's what I would think. I think it makes the most sense. You know, do some of the songs of the new album, maybe the entire new album, and then do some hits. I remember whenever she did her set at Essence Fest, and I was like, wow, this is fantastic. Because because she had so many hits that she couldn't even perform them all. And I'm pretty sure Essence Fest was like a 2-hour set, something around there, and she still had hits that she could have performed in there. What a jam-packed catalog overall, and just what quality comes from the discography. So I'm really excited to see what happens in terms of that. And of course, as always, I will definitely be doing a concert review on this channel, letting you guys know how it feels about everything, giving some clips, as much detail as possible with the new format that I did for the hairstyles video. So I will be carrying over that format for the Janet video. And then next year, I will finally be doing my ranking of her discography. And so that is what I'm also really excited about as well, because I think that that's going to be a lot of fun. And so we definitely have that video to look forward to, and the concert review, of course. And then, like I said before, I believe I have like 2 or 3 videos that I want to do on Janet next year as well, adding on to that. And so next year is going to be a great year. I'm so excited for Janet to come back. And this is going to be my first album and tour as a fan of hers, because I didn't get into her music until last year. So this is going to be something that's a treat. I feel like there's artists that you have to see once in your life. Janet is one of them. Who knows if she'll go on tour again after this, you know? So it's like, I cannot miss this opportunity to go see her live. Like, this is a once in a lifetime kind of thing. Janet is a once in a lifetime kind of artist in my personal opinion. Amazing artist on the whole. So I'm just really excited to get to go see her. And let me know down below in the comments if you guys got tickets and everything. I would of course love to know that. The next thing that I wanted to say is that SZA announced the S.O.S tour, and let me tell you guys, it was absolutely a bloodbath. I literally went whenever the first day to get tickets was. I forget what day it was. Maybe it was like a Thursday, Friday, something like that. Tried to get tickets, could not get anything. And I made a TikTok about this, but basically what happened is I would select my tickets. Sorry, another fan beat you to it. And that happened to me at least like 100, 200 times, and it was something that was ridiculous. I was just trying to get nosebleeds so I could go to the venue, and it wasn't happening. And so at a certain point, I just started selecting random tickets that I couldn't really afford realistically, because I wanted to see if the site was just broken or whatever it is. And of course, then they want to bring me out to the car to do everything, which was really frustrating on the whole. And then I literally went the next day, and the exact same thing happened to me basically, which was incredibly frustrating. And I know I'm not the only one who went through this. A lot of people on social media were saying the same thing as well. And I feel like whenever we're charging like $300 to $500 for nosebleeds, we are getting ridiculous, we're getting greedy, and I'm so sick of Ticketmaster, because it shouldn't be so challenging to get tickets to see your favorite artist, right? And then basically I saw something, and then they were like, oh, you know, we saw you wanted tickets for SZA, get them now while they're available. And of course, they love to do that. And so I actually went, because sometimes I go on there and I just look to see, you know, who's touring or whatever, just to see what the prices are, just for fun. So it's like, you know, let me look, maybe there's something I'm actually going to be able to afford this time. And luckily it was. I feel like my tickets are probably double the price that they should be, because the tickets that I got are like all the way up top, and I think they're in like the 200s or something like that, maybe the 300s. I don't really remember what the tickets say, so they're not really great seats. Hopefully we can just have a lot of fun and get upgraded. That is what I'm hoping to see. But after the bloodbath that I went through, I'm just really glad to get tickets to see SZA on tour, because at a certain point I just gave up. I'm like, it's not going to happen. So me and my sister are gonna go, so I'm actually really excited for that. And I'm sure she'll be doing some festivals for this album in the next few years, just like she did for Control, so maybe I'll be able to catch her at one of those as well. But I'm very excited to get to go see SZA, because like I said, I love the new record so much. And so yeah, let me know if you guys got Janet or SZA tickets down below in the comments. I'm just glad that everything was able to work out. And I was thinking about this, but 2023 is definitely going to be the year of the concert, right? So like I said, I have tickets for Anita Baker next year, and then I'm also going to be seeing Janet and SZA as well. And then Beyonce, you know, we saw the entire thing at the art gala that they went to, saying that there's going to be a Renaissance tour. Everyone has been waiting for tickets to come out. I know that that's going to be a bloodbath when it happens. I'm going to try my best to get tickets. We will see what happens there. I really want to go see Beyonce, because again, that's like a once in a lifetime opportunity kind of thing. Who knows whenever she'll go on tour again. So I really hope I can snag tickets. So I'm just patiently waiting for whenever she announces tickets. I'm going to try my absolute best to go get them. And then I'm like, maybe Mariah will tour again. We'll see, because she said she wasn't going to tour ever again and everything. And so that was definitely something that was upsetting to me, because I didn't get into her until the pandemic. And so I really would like to see Mariah at least once in my life. And of course, I want to get amazing seats for that as well. And so I really hope that next year she's going to tour. We know that she's working on new music, so I feel like she's probably going to announce the new music and then tour off of that. I really want to go see Mariah really badly. If there's one artist that I have to go see, it's Mariah, because you guys know I love Mariah, my favorite artist of all time. And so yeah, maybe there will be another person or two I get to go see, but I don't know. But overall, it's really cool to get to go see concerts again, especially for some of my favorite artists ever. And so I'm just very excited. And of course, the concert reviews will be up on this channel for the most part. If I see Mariah, part of me is like, maybe I should put that on the main channel. I don't know, maybe it should go on this channel just to kind of keep up with the format and everything. But let me know in the comments who you guys want to go see in concert, who do you have tickets for, and all that kind of stuff. Like I've said in my past main channel videos, I have been more active on Twitter Spaces, and this is something that's been really fun for me to do. There's been times where I think I've been invited to speak on Twitter Spaces, or I requested, but I never spoke on them, just because whenever like that thing would finally like go through and everything, I would get so ridiculously nervous, and it was like I just couldn't really, you know, speak. Like I would get too nervous to basically do so. And then also one time, and I don't think I've told the story yet, but basically Jermaine Dupri did the Spaces once, right? And so I requested to speak, and I was literally going to ask him about the entire story of Mariah Carey's song Long Ago. How did they come up with it? Because, you know, he worked with her on that song particularly. And so I requested, I literally got accepted. I was going to ask him that question, and then the host was like, okay, that's gonna be it for today. And so unfortunately I didn't get to ask my question. She did reach out to me DM, asked me the question, and said that she would ask him. To this day, still do not have a response. So that's what I meant whenever I said I might have more information for her song long ago and everything. And so that's kind of how everything ties in. And so we will see if I get a response on that. If I do, I'll put it in the community tab. I'll put a pinned comment on the Daydream video. I will share that on here probably. And so yeah, I just never really spoken on a Twitter space. And so I saw this one on my timeline, and I don't know which of my mutuals was speaking on there. I was like, you know what? Today's finally going to be the day that I'm going to be speaking on a Twitter space. So, you know, one thing I realized about getting on there is you kind of have to jam yourself in there, because sometimes it really depends on who's running the Twitter space. Sometimes it's well moderated. So if they introduce someone, they're like, oh, you know, let this person have their time to speak, whatever. Sometimes you kind of just have to jam your way in there because people are talking over each other and everything. And so it's kind of like once you jam your way in there, it's a lot easier to kind of navigate, and you're kind of integrated in the conversation and everything. So that's basically what I had to do. I kind of had to like jam my way in there. And then once I was in there, you know, it was a lot easier to kind of go about everything. And so that's what happened with the first space that I did, kind of more so talking about Mariah Carey's first album and also Emotions. I didn't say anything for the first album. I kind of came in later, and then it took me time to realize how I was going to integrate myself in the conversation. I talked for the album Emotions, and then the one that we did after that was talking about Music Box and also Daydream. So I was a little bit late to the Music Box one. I got in about like 3 or 4 songs in, so that was fun, and I really love that space overall. I really enjoyed it. And then the one that we did after that was going to be on Butterfly and Rainbow. Really love that space. And then the last one that we did was going to be on the Glitter album and also on Charm Bracelet, which I loved as well. So these spaces are great just because the YouTube videos, it's kind of just a different vibe because I'm just sitting here talking to myself. And like I say, I feel like I'm a lot more funny in real life, and I feel like I'm a lot funnier whenever I'm interacting with other people and stuff like that. And so I feel like this is just letting like another side of myself show, and I'm able to kind of just give my thoughts and albums to other people and kind of just see everything. Because, you know, I'm just talking to a camera on here, whatever, and of course you guys are receiving it. It's just a different thing, you know? And so being able to talk to other people and see, you know, what their opinions are, something that's interesting, and being able to educate others. And so there's actually going to be another space, and it's going to be on the Emancipation of Mimi. I don't know if equals MC squared is going to be incorporated into that because that's not what it was titled as, so maybe that's going to be thrown in and she just forgot to title it that way. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we will see what happens in that regard. And so I will have a link down below in the description to my Twitter, as I always do. I made this entire little thread, and it's going to be all the Twitter spaces that I talked in. So as I talk into more, I'm going to be adding it on, but it's something that's cool because of getting mutuals, and it's just so much fun to get to do on the whole. So that's definitely something that I've really been enjoying doing this month, and just excited to have more of these conversations on the whole. But I figured that I would talk about it once again. I've been trying to promote it at the end of my main channel videos. I did promote it on the community tab, but these are just so much fun. And I feel like for some of the albums that we talked about, I don't think that I'm going to do a revisit with me on. Like, I don't see myself doing a revisit with me on Rainbow, just because, I don't know, the original video was good. Do I think I can improve upon it? Yes. But at a certain point, I don't think I'm going to do it for all her albums, just because it's something that's time consuming. It's going to take me forever to do. So there's some albums that I just don't think that a revisit with me is going to come for, like Rainbow. I don't know. At this point, I don't see myself doing one. Maybe I can change my mind. I don't know. I also don't think I'm going to do one on Music Box or on Emancipation of Mimi or stuff like that. Like some of her later albums, for example, like Me I Am Mariah, like Equals MC Squared. I'm not going to do a revisit with me on those. A lot of times I'm doing the revisit with me just because I did those videos like back in early 2021. I was looking at my phone a lot, and I feel like I could improve so much upon it with adding in the music videos and everything. As I kept making videos and as I kept getting better at my craft and everything, I feel like my thoughts are articulated quite well, and I'm kind of like, it's too redundant to do it, you know? I feel like I'm only going to do a revisit with me. I feel like it's such a dramatic difference in terms of everything. So that's why I'm not going to do it on all 4 albums. Some albums are going to be left out. So doing these, it kind of gives my updated opinions on some of the albums, because some of my opinions have changed and everything. And so like I said, I'll be linked down below if you guys would like to check that out. Next up, I wanted to talk about Abbott Elementary. If you're not caught up, then skip this part because it will be spoilers. But I remember in this last episode, you know, them having a little holiday party after school and everything just wasn't really going well. And then so basically they go to the club and everything, and then that's whenever Gregory runs into Janine, and it was something that's unexpected. And Ava's there too, but Ava's having the most fun time, and so it's something that's so hilarious in that regard. And so, you know, they're kind of like doing their thing or whatever, and then there's literally a moment where like they almost kiss or whatever, and then it doesn't happen. I don't mind slow burns for the most part, but I hate whenever it takes like 5 seasons for it to happen. I don't understand why everyone's like, oh, I want them to get together at season 8, but like, be quiet, be quiet. I hate whenever they get characters together too fast, for sure, but I just feel like at a certain point, like next season, like that has to be it. Like I cannot take this anymore. But this was a really funny episode. They all really brought it, of course. And then you have everything that's happening back at the school with Barbara, and then you also have her talking to Melissa, and then you also have Jacob there. So that was hilarious in itself. So I just really enjoyed this past episode. I thought it was a great way to close everything off. And so they're going to be coming back, I think at the beginning of January, something around there. So I'm actually really excited to see what they're doing there. But I'm wondering with ABC, why is their schedule like this? Because I do not understand why Grey's Anatomy takes a break earlier than they do, and they come back later. Like they take breaks like mid-November, which is ridiculous in my personal opinion, of course. And then they literally do not come back until like February or something, I believe. So I just don't understand why Grey's can do that. Very, very excited to see what they keep doing with Abbott Elementary. But yeah, this season is amazing, and I'm just always laughing at all the episodes. My mom's always like, what are you laughing? I'm like, Abbott Elementary is hilarious. Like you don't get it until you watch it, just all the little jokes and everything. It's just something that is so well on the whole. Love the show very, very much. Excited for them to come back. Next up, I wanted to do a recap on all the videos that I made in November on my main channel, SZA25, and on this channel. So the first video that I did was my reaction to Anita Baker's Compositions album. This took me around 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 18 seconds to edit. So overall, this is something that was really fun for me to record. And how did I get to doing this video in the first place? So basically, you know, like I said, I try to do most of my artists on rotation. So I'll make a video about an artist, I'll wait 3 months, and then I'll do another one. That way I'm giving myself time to, you know, just rotate in new artists and stuff that I think that you guys would like to see and just not get too redundant. Mariah and Aretha, I do videos on them every month, but everyone else is just rotated basically. And so I knew, I was like, okay, it's finally time to do another video on Anita Baker. I've been waiting for a very long time, and I was really excited in terms of that. And so I believe I did my video on Mariah like the week before. I think it was like on a Monday or something. I know that I dropped that video on Halloween, right? And so for whatever reason, I guess I forgot it technically counted as one of the videos for that week. And so I was actually gonna do a video on Alicia Keys, her Christmas album. And I actually didn't finish the album because in my personal opinion, it is not good. I don't know how you messed up a Christmas album, but Alicia Keys got in the studio and said, let me make the worst Christmas album of all time. Like, the mixing on that, the mastering on that is horrible. I haven't finished it. Part of me wants to finish it just to make sure that I'm right. I don't know what's happening in the studio, but it wasn't anything good. Okay, so after I listened to a few songs after that, I'm like, I'm not uploading that. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just do this Anita Baker video instead. Because I was going to get to it at some point, but I was like, let me do it now. And one of my subscribers had commented on one of the other videos that I did on her. It might have been the Giving You the Best That I Got video, or it was the video that I did on the Rapture album. Something around there. But they were like, oh, I really want you to react to her Compositions album. So that kind of like put that in my head. Because I might have just done the Aretha video instead that day. But I was like, you know what? I should just do the Anita Baker video right now, right? And so that's kind of how I got to the point of doing the video on her in the first place. But like I said, it was something that was really fun to do. I really enjoyed myself recording that video on the whole. So I actually did upload this video twice because I had 2 parts that I wanted to take out and I had to rearrange 1 part as well. And so I feel like this video did decent on the views. I think it has like 80, 90 views, something around there, which I'm very pleased with on the whole. I love doing videos on Anita Baker. I still have a few albums from her to check out, so I had a great time doing this. And the thumbnail was a little tricky, but I'm really glad how it turned out in the end. A fun album. The next video that I did was my reaction to Aretha Franklin's album Young, Gifted, and Black. It took me around 4 hours and 11 minutes to edit. So I actually edited this over 2 days. How did I come to doing this video? Like I said, I have been doing videos on Aretha every single month. That way I'm giving myself time to finish her discography in a more timely manner and just not having to wait forever. And so that's definitely something that's worth noting because she has a huge discography, so it's going to take me a lot of time in regards to that. And so basically the way that I ended up doing this, I believe I stated it in the video that I did then, but basically there was like this little vinyl pressing I saw the album, and it was like this gorgeous like mustard yellow pressing, and I really wanted it, but I was like, I have to listen to the record first before I get it. And so that's like the main way that I landed on it. Also, the titles of the song were something that were interesting to me. I really liked the cover, and so this was something that was fun to do on the whole. Really love this video. I believe this one also got like 80 to 90 views, something like that, and I think that it stalled a little bit whenever I first uploaded it, and then it kind of did better on the views. But I really love this video. I love the thumbnail. The Harry Styles shirt that I was wearing was cool because it really went with the aesthetic of everything. Like I said, this album is perfect for this time of year. So definitely one of my videos that I'm most proud of putting out this past year, and I just really love everything about it. Just everything really came together nicely in my opinion.
Something that irritates me about this video is I'm literally sitting slightly off center, and sometimes that happens. Sometimes I sit down and record videos and it just takes me a minute to just make sure that I'm positioned right, and sometimes I am off center, and then sometimes I question myself and I'm like, no, you're not off center, like it's fine. But it was something that was like bothering me the whole video, and I should have just trusted my gut and fixed it, because looking back at the video, like it's just something that really bothers me, like the whole aspect ratio of it. And the same thing happened to me whenever I did my video ranking Mariah Carey's album covers, and so also whenever I want to put pictures on the screen, like it just doesn't look as good as it normally does if I would have just sat in the center. On the thumbnail it is centered because in Pixar, whenever I do it, and you can remove the background and let you like move yourself around, so that's why I'm centered on the thumbnail and not the actual video. But yeah, that's something that like really irritates me, and like I said, I do need to trust my gut more and everything, and I try to make sure that I'm centered and that everything is looking good. And I think something else I wanted to add is that I forget at what point, but I realized that I had to fix my posture because I looked back at the footage and it looks like I'm sitting a lot lower than I actually am, but I'm really not. It's just I want to have the camera positioned at a certain angle so you guys can see just like the wall behind me, and I want it to be a very clean look. If I put the camera down lower, then it just doesn't really look as good, and like other stuff gets in the background basically. I think it was at this point, or maybe like a little bit before after it or something like that, but at a certain point I made a conscious thing. I was like, okay, I need to actually start sitting up more so you guys can see more of me in the frame, because whenever I'm just like slouching, it doesn't look nearly as good. So now I really make the effort to sit up more in the videos. But yeah, that's something that really irritates me, like looking back at it, but it is what it is.
And then the next video that was uploaded was the video I did unboxing my Bon Ami Please edition of Aretha Franklin's album I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You. Love this record so much. And I actually did film this video the same day that I filmed the Taylor thing, and I actually uploaded it first because it made a lot more sense. Because like I said, a lot of times whenever I upload videos on this channel in particular, I like to do it whenever there's a gap in between my main channel stuff. That way I can give these videos on this channel kind of like a little window and just time to shine before I upload my next main channel video, and I can give you guys something if you're waiting on something and whatever. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure another reason why I put this video out before the Taylor one is because I believe I said in my Young Gets Into Black video that I had the record and I wanted to have that video out sometime that week or the next week or something like that. So that's why I try to get that video out as soon as possible, because like I say, I really do not try to make promises on when videos are going to come out and everything unless I can deliver. And so I really try to just, you know, have everything out on time and everything, of course. So that's also another reason why it came out earlier. Pretty easy video to do and edit and upload, and it's took me around 18 minutes and 14 seconds to edit. I believe this video got like 30-40 views, something around there. Kind of is what it is in that regard, but I had a lot of fun doing it. I really like how the thumbnail came together and everything, and I just really love the record. The next video that I put out was my updated opinions on Taylor Swift's Midnight's album, the 3 AM edition. It took me around 4 hours, 22 minutes, and 35 seconds to edit, and editing this video was so miserable. I believe I did 2 takes of this video, and one of the reasons why this was so miserable to edit was just because if you actually watch the video, I have just so many pictures that I'm putting over everything, and there's so many specific times talking about the bridge of a song or like whatever it is. So I did like little screenshots of the lyrics and putting it on there just so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about and everything. And also, of course, that was that entire section whenever I was talking about the chart achievements that she achieved and, you know, voiceovers. And like I said a billion times, I hate doing voiceovers because it always takes me forever to nail the takes, and so it's just something that I dread doing every time. So it's just miserable in that regard. And of course, I had a lot of footage to comb through and everything, and I believe I used most of the footage from the second take. I probably did a part or 2 from the first take, but yeah, this was like horrible to edit, and it took me a lot longer than I was hoping that it would. So sometimes I just edit videos and I'm like, when am I finally going to be done working on this thing, because it just feels like it's never going to end. So editing this video wasn't the best, but I'm really proud of how it turned out on the whole, and I feel like I was able to provide a lot of detail. And sometimes whenever I do album reactions, I don't really notice how little I say about songs at first until I'm looking back at it. I'm like, really, that's all I said? Because I guess I just listen to songs so many times afterwards, you know, I just have so many other thoughts on it. So kind of looking back, it's like, I guess I didn't really say that much. Also, like I said, I'm kind of just saying whatever I'm thinking about it off of first listen, and as I listen more, my thoughts develop and there's so much more to say. So that's why I like doing these updated opinions videos, of course. Right now, this video has 114 views, so it actually is something that did well for me on the whole. The next video that I did was my video on the Grammy nominations. Who do I want to see win? Who are my predictions and all that kind of stuff. It took me around 3 hours, 7 minutes, and 53 seconds to edit. And so this was a lot of work to do because I always have to edit in all those little screenshots of all the categories and everything, so that always takes me forever, and kind of just having to just nail down everything just in terms of the editing and everything. So that was like an entire thing to film. I filmed it as early as I could. And like I said in that video, I wasn't really on social media all day besides TikTok, and so I accidentally saw that one thing on my For You page and everything, but I wasn't really, like, I was trying not to scroll through my feed basically. So I was only really on there. I avoided Twitter, Instagram, all this stuff, which is very, very hard to do. And so that definitely made the video better. So yeah, it was just a lot of work to do in terms of just editing everything exactly how I wanted. So that was definitely a struggle in terms of that. Also, something that's worth noting, I don't even think I got this video out until like 1, 2, 3 a.m. something around there, just because it would be so long to edit. So that was definitely something that was daunting to do in that regard. And in terms of the views of this video, it really surprised me because I don't know why, but going into this, I just thought it wasn't going to be able to perform how it did last year. I was like, it's going to get less views. It's okay. It is what it is. But I was actually floored by how many views this got. I think it has 2.6K or 2.7K views, something around there, and it's still gaining views to this day. Like, I look at my little stats because if you click on it, you know, on the hour, it shows you how many views you got in the last hour, and people are still watching that. So it actually really outperformed how I thought he was going to do, and I'm very, very pleased by that overall because I worked really hard in it. In terms of the comments on the video, it is what it is. I always get a bunch of fan bases coming in and just saying whatever they want about me because they're mad that I don't like their favorite artist, and it is what it is. The Camila Cabello stands had no good response after I said that she was racist because she is, and they should have said all this stuff, whatever. And it's just, you get used to the comments at some point. I just try not to let them affect me and just move on. These videos are always something that's fun to do because there's some songs or artists that I just don't really talk about because I don't care about them or whatever it is. So it's really cool to share my opinions in that regard and just show a different side of myself. So I always really have fun doing those videos, but a good video for me overall. And I posted a couple clips on TikTok and it actually did well for me, and I got some good feedback on there. So that was still something cool. The next video that was my reaction to Earth, Wind & Fire's All in All album took me around 3 hours and 3 minutes to edit. And so it says that I uploaded this twice due to copyright, and so that's definitely something worth noting. And this was a video that was so much fun to do. I was thrilled to do it on the whole, just because, like I said, I do keep my artists in rotation, and people have talked so highly about this album and said that it was their best, which I definitely agree after listening to the record. So I was just very excited to do it. I had so much fun recording this video, and it says that it got 129 views, which is amazing. It definitely performed better than expected, so I'm absolutely thrilled at that. And one thing that's really cool about doing videos on older artists like Aretha Franklin, Earth, Wind & Fire is that I'm bringing in a completely different audience than, you know, some of the other videos that I do do, so it's kind of cool just making content that appeals to so many different people. And it's just cool hearing their opinions on there and some facts about the album. So that's one thing that I really love about it. And like I said, a lot of times on these older acts, like in Aretha, Earth, Wind & Fire, Anita Baker, people aren't doing entire album reactions on them, they're just doing the singles. And so by me doing the entire album, it's definitely something that makes me stand out, and it's definitely something that is cool overall, so I really appreciate that overall, and I just really like recording the reaction. There are a lot of work to edit, but I can appreciate how they come out and just the audience that they're able to bring on the whole. Also, something that I just thought about for this video and the Grammys video is it was really annoying to record these, and the reason why is because the smoke detector was going off, and I did not even know that's what it was, and then at a certain point I realized that's what it was. I bought new batteries, I replaced them, but there were some parts that I had to edit out in like both of those videos that I really would have liked to keep in because it kept going off. So it was really annoying to record because I would be saying something, it would go off, and then I would have to say it again, and just the editing had to be very precise. So that was something that was so ridiculously annoying. Now the battery's replaced, everything is good, but that was something that really got on my nerves for those two videos in particular, and then after that it wasn't really an issue. The next video that I did was my unboxing of Aretha Franklin's Spirit in the Dark album, the Vinyl Me Please edition. It took me around 14 minutes and 15 seconds to edit, so this was pretty simple to edit and put together. That's one thing I really like about doing the vinyl unboxings. There's really not that much effort. The hardest thing for me is just making sure, number one, that I get the thumbnail right. Like I said, I like to call the art direction just for fun, just making sure that I get everything right, that everything isn't reflecting off weird, and also making sure that whenever I'm showing the records that the light isn't reflecting off of them weird and you guys can see everything. But those videos are really easy for me to do. I enjoy doing them. They do decently on the views. I think this video got like 40 or 50 views, something around there. Really pleased with how the record came out. A fun video to do, and on this day is whenever I recorded 2 other videos. So I did the Janet video, which I'll talk about later, and also I did the Taylor video on the same day. And sometimes I like to record these videos together because I'll have these vinyl for like weeks, and I'm like, I just want to get everything unboxed now, and then I'll just decide whenever I want to upload everything. So I actually did record 3 videos on the same day, which is something that is impressive for me on the whole, and so I'm glad with how much I was able to get done. Next video that I did was my reaction to Luther Vandross's Forever, For Always, For Love album. It took me around 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 52 seconds to edit. And so this was a video that I came to because I thought about doing a video on Luther, but I was like, you know, I'll get to that next year, right? Because I had something else that I was gonna do. I don't really remember what albums I was listening to, but whatever I was listening to, it was just not hitting for me at all. I was like, okay, I have to move on to something else. And then I was like, I really want to do a video on Luther. So that's kind of how I got to that point of doing the video in the first place. And this was a really fun video for me to do, and I believe it got like 60, 70 views, something around there. And so I just really enjoyed how everything came together, and it's always a treat to get to listen to Luther's music. And hopefully next year I can do a few more album reactions on him, because I think that I only did like 2 this year, something around there. But what a treat and a great video to do. The next video that I did was my favorite songs that Mariah Carey's covered. It took me around 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 42 seconds to edit. How did I come around to doing this video? Well, basically, I was listening to this one podcast and they were sharing their favorite Mariah Carey covers, and I was like, oh, that'd be a great video idea, let me do mine. And so that's basically how I came around to doing that, and it was something that was really fun to do overall. And I'm really glad my sister got me that shirt for everything because I feel like it really fit nice for the video. You guys know that I love the rainbow era. Some little mistakes that I made in that video is I don't really think I talked about any of the glitter covers that she did besides Didn't Mean to Turn You On, because I absolutely love that. And so I don't know why I left that out, because I made sure that I, you know, got all the covers right and I tried to listen to everything. So I guess that was just an oversight on my part. I'm a human, sometimes these things happen, right? And so that's definitely something that I wanted to note in that regard. And I made a little pin comment. Also, something I learned recently is that All My Life isn't a cover. So Rick James wrote it, so I guess I just assumed it was a cover because I'm not familiar with his work. But I just learned recently in the past week that it was something that he wrote and gave to Mariah. And to be fair, she said that she wouldn't take songs that people wrote and gave to her unless it was exceptional. So I guess that this was an exception in that regard. So, you know, sometimes you learn new things. But on the whole, this is a video that I had a great time doing. So for this video, I did edit it the same night that I recorded it. And then the next day I went and I watched it in the YouTube studio, and I was like, there's like a few parts that I want to take out, right? Also, there's a few pictures that I wanted to add in. So I remember I added in that one picture of Stevie Wonder. I added in some pictures of her at Tokyo Dome whenever she performed, Just Be Good to Me. Just a few little tweaks that I wanted to make, and then I re-uploaded the video, and then it's what you guys are seeing now. So on the whole, this video was uploaded twice. I believe it has over 100 views, and that is amazing. All the videos that I've done on Mariah have been able to reach that distinction. That's something that means a lot to me. I had a lot of fun doing this video, just kind of going back through her covers and everything, and so I'm very pleased with how it turned out on the whole. I like the thumbnail. That was something that was really tricky to do, but I think in the end it came off really nicely. The next video that I uploaded was going to be my unboxing of Janet Jackson's The Velvet Rope on vinyl. It took me around 23 minutes and 6 seconds to edit. And like I said, I recorded this the same day as some other stuff that I did, and a very easy edit for me. Once again, I'm so thrilled to have The Velvet Rope on vinyl because, like I said, getting Janet's stuff on vinyl was such a journey. Like, I tell you guys, I looked forever before I was finally able to find some. I definitely want to get some more Janet records, of course. They're just hard to come by depending on which one that you want. Like, I would love to have Unbreakable on vinyl. For whatever reason, it's kind of hard to come by. So I'm really thrilled to have that on the whole. The thumbnail was something that was fun to do, and the video actually did better than expected. I believe it has over 100 views, which was not something that I was expecting overall, because normally if I get that, it's something for, you know, one of the newer, more popular artists, or it's like a special pressing or something like that. So definitely outdid expectations. Very thankful for that overall. The next video that I did was on this channel. So it was about Rina Sawayama and Janet Jackson music video reactions, Mariah and Carey says it's time, thoughts on 2022, and more. This video took me 7 hours and 17 minutes to edit, which I believe is the longest for a second channel video this year. It wasn't my longest for this year because remember the video that I did on Mariah Carey's Butterfly album took me around, I believe 11 or 12 hours to edit, something around there. And I believe the video I did on Daydream was like almost 8 hours. So definitely like one of the longest videos that I've had to edit all year. And there's so many reasons why, just because there was so much footage and everything, just, you know, all the topics that I was talking about, all the pictures that I edited in, of course that takes time, right? And then you also have to factor in the fact that I made, what, like 19 videos last month or something like that. And I like to break down all the videos and talk about them and how they came to fruition and just stuff that I changed about the channel on the whole. And so basically doing all of that stuff is what took me so long with this video. And whenever I did edit the music video reactions to Janet and Rina in particular, I remember for Janet's part, I don't know why, normally I have it in like the bottom right corner, I believe. I put it at the top. I don't know why I did that whenever editing it, so then I had to go back and just move everything slightly to the bottom. And so yeah, it was just a lot to deal with in terms of that, and like I said, I stumble over my words a lot, and so I have to edit that. I probably did a couple voiceovers in that video as well, so it was something that was really challenging for me to do on the whole, and one of my hardest edits this entire year for sure. I think I had like 2 hours of footage and something like that. So yeah, this video I think was like an hour and 22 minutes. There's just so much to cover, not only in terms of the content that I made, also addressing some certain content that's been taken down and, you know, why and all that kind of thing, and, you know, the new topics. So it's just a lot of ground for me to cover. I don't remember this was one that I stayed up all night to edit and, you know, put it out the next day. That might have been a possibility. I might have just edited some of it one day and then I came back and finished it and then uploaded the next day. I don't know. For a lot of these videos, like the past couple months, I've been staying up all night to finish them, just because a lot of times whenever I record the videos, I'm doing them like a day or two before whenever I want them to be out. And a lot of times I'm recording a bunch of stuff, and sometimes I want to be working on multiple projects on the same time, and just there's a lot of deadlines that I'm putting inside my head, like, oh, I have to get this video out. So it was something that was very challenging to do on the whole. I put my heart and soul into this thing, and I'm very, very glad on the views that it did well. I believe it has over 100 views, and I'm very thankful for that, because like I said, I put so much effort into this thing. So thank you so much to everyone who watched and supported. I cannot say how much that means to me. Also, something that I wanted to know in terms of the Janet and Radio video that I did, I believe those two music videos literally came out the same day as like the Harry Styles thing and Rihanna and SZA and all that stuff, but I just didn't have time because I was already filming 3 videos on the same day. So I was like, this is just gonna have to wait till I get to the second channel. And that's one thing I really like about the second channel, is that, you know, sometimes I'm just so busy on the main channel that this is just for the stuff that doesn't make it. And I can kind of just make whatever I want on this channel, whether it's music related or whatever it is, and there's just kind of a freedom that I have on this channel. It's a completely different format, and the vibe is just different. And then the last video that I did in November was going to be my reaction to my Spotify Wrapped. So this took me around 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 33 seconds to edit. And so this is something that threw me off guard, because I swore I read something like, oh, it's not coming out till December 1st. I'm pretty sure that's whenever it came out last year. And so I had some other videos that I was working on, and I'll talk about that next month, and kind of like how that ties into everything basically, and like editing, all that kind of stuff. And so basically I kind of like pushed back putting those videos out to do this one, and so that was definitely something that threw me off a little bit. The editing was something that was kind of a little bit different from last year. Last year was like more so of a continuous edit. I kind of had to chop it up for like whatever reason. Sometimes I'd be saying something and wouldn't be landing up with the animation, so I kind of just had to make sure I had everything right in that regard. I believe that this video got like 100 views, something around there, so really thankful for that overall. And that's going to be the last video that I did in November. Overall, I did a lot of content in November. It wasn't nothing compared to how much that I did in October. October, that really was a bloodbath. Like I said, there was multiple times I was recording like 3 videos in one day, and so that was something that was very stressful for me to do. And towards the end of November, it was definitely a challenge making sure that everything got out, but it was way easier than October. So on the whole, I'm just really glad at how everything turned out with that. There's a lot of videos that I've done this month, and of course more are going to be to come, but I'm very excited to be sitting down here and recording this video, of course. Also, something worth noting, I'm using this new product on my hair that I got for Christmas. I don't know if you guys can tell that much of a difference and everything. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I think it looks pretty similar to everything. I did test it out more in a couple other videos, but I'm able to appreciate it for what it is, and I just realized that I forgot to talk about Christmas really quickly. So basically, I had a really great Christmas. I was able to get some stuff that I really wanted on the whole, and so I'm thankful for it. And so I definitely wanted to know how you guys' Christmas went this year and everything. But yeah, this should be my last second channel video for this year. I believe my next video is actually going to be a little vinyl haul of the vinyl that I got for Christmas, because there's something I asked for and I really want to show you guys what I got. And then of course I had to do the summer recap and talking about all my topics, and then I'm going to be doing my video recapping the entire year. So I'm really excited to do that one, because there's so much that I've learned and I feel like I've grown a lot.
Okay, so I just wanted to take a second to say thank you so much to all the subscribers, whether you discovered me a week ago, a month ago, whether you've been watching all year, whenever whenever it is. I cannot tell you guys how much I appreciate the support, and I'm really thankful for what this channel has been able to do this year particularly, and also the main channel of course and everything. And I really just wanted to take a second to say thank you guys so much for the support this year, because I cannot say how much it means to me that you guys take time out of your day to watch my videos and care about my opinions and stuff. And so that is something that does not go unnoticed. I really appreciate that, and I forgot to say it in the video, so I wanted to take a second to just say thank you guys so much. And like I said, I have a bunch of ideas for next year. I'm gonna try to keep up the momentum that I've started with at least 2 videos a month, so I'm really excited for you guys to see what I've got coming up, and just thank you guys again.
But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, give it a like down below. It helps me out a lot on YouTube algorithm. I very much appreciate it. You guys can also subscribe right down below if you want to see more videos like this. Hit the bell, you get a notification to your phone when I post, so you not miss some brand new videos come out. First link down below in the description will be my main channel. Check out my latest video on there. I'm a lot more active on there, so if you want to see more of me, definitely check me out on the main channel. I'm also going to have my Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, and TikTok if you guys like to follow me as well. And that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.